Hello there. We have had a number of organizations come over to the Fuller Center from other organizations that want to be part of this ministry, and we get questions over and over again. So Stacey and I are going to try to answer some of those questions ahead of time. And I'm going to be the guy from outside that wants to join, and Stacey, who is our expert, is going to be the one that tells me what it takes to get there. So
Right.
Stacey, is it hard to make this switch?
It's really not hard. That's the great news is it's a simple transaction. It is a name change that you file with the Secretary of State's office. The organization keeps their EIN, the Employer Tax Identification Number, and all of the assets and liabilities follow your EIN. So really, it's just that simple, a name change.
So you're saying I shouldn't try to organize a new corporation to do this?
Oh, please don't. That causes so many headaches, and don't make what's simple not simple.
Simplify.
Keep it simple. Yes.
So I just go to the Secretary of State and file a name change that my board of directors approves.
Absolutely. After you've talked with us, of course, here. Yes.
Right, and decided what that name might be.
Right.
Well, speaking of names, there's some folks in our organization that would like to keep at least part of the other organization's name for continuity's sake. Is that something we can do?
No, it's not. This is a new chapter in the organization's life, and it's the best for both worlds that you move forward with your new name.
What about our tax exempt status? We've been under a group in the past.
Well, the same thing. You would come under our 501c3 status and our umbrella, rather. And again, that's a process that we make very easy here. Once you complete our paperwork, which is minimal at best.
Minimal paperwork. I like the sounds of that.
Most people do.
Well, speaking of paperwork, what kind of a contract do we have to enter?
We have a simple 2-page agreement. It's a grassroots agreement that gives you flexibility in your community. So most people really like that too.
Well, what kind of requirements do you have in terms of how many houses we have to build and that sort of thing over the course of a year or two?
Well, the thing that we're finding that folks love is we don't have requirements like that. I don't know what they need in Boise, Idaho. They do. They're the local leaders there. So with the Fuller Center, they've got the freedom to do the work that needs to be done, whether that is new construction, rehabilitation of the current housing stock, Greater Blessings, which is very popular. These organizations get to choose themselves what needs to be done.
So you're not going to tell me what I need to do?
We don't dictate. That is not part of what we do.
That's pretty nice. Now, this all sounds pretty attractive. It must cost a bunch.
That's another thing folks are finding they really love. We have no fees, so they're keeping more of their dollars in their own communities, which is that's what it's about.
Well, now, if somebody writes a check for us, but it comes through your office, what sort of commission do you take from that?
We don't take anything from that. We believe that the money goes where it's meant to go. So we don't charge for that either, for passing the checks through.
So there's no fees
No fees.
and no commissions.
No commission.
Money that comes in is ours. Now we have a store, and we'll have to rename that, I imagine.
Absolutely.
What about those proceeds? Do you get a cut off of those?
We ask for a tithe, 10% of undesignated funds. So if that falls into that category, then we would ask for a tithe on that. And those funds go to our international programs, and I think we're now working in 20 countries.
21?
So 21. So that money is going to great causes as well.
Okay, so you do have a tithing program.
We do.
We find tithing to be very beneficial because Malachi promised us that we'd be blessed if we tithe. But the store proceeds, you don't take a percentage of those
Absolutely
sales.
not. No, and some folks do choose to tithe out of those proceeds. That's again, we don't dictate.
Okay. So what kind of an organization do you have? Who do we report to?
We have a very simple annual report that we ask so we can keep up with numbers, what we're doing, but you report to your board. Your board's in charge of your organization. We're here to help and support you and provide resources so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but we're not in charge.
Well, this is really sounding quite attractive. Now, is there a place we can go to get all the information that we might need to move this thing forward and to learn how the process is work?
Absolutely. Our thefullcenter.org, our website, has a great page. There's a whole section dedicated to starting a covenant partner, to transitioning a covenant partner. We've got all the resources there that you would need. And another thing that folks really like is when they call our office, they speak to a person. So that's
Really?
also refreshing that you can call and ask us for help.
So you don't have a computer answering the phone?
We don't, but we do have resources on the computer for you.
Ah, there you go. All right, so fullercenter.org.
Yeah.
And is there a tab there that I need to,
Operations manual,
operations manual? And
And-
that'll tell me what I need to know.
that takes you to all the answers.
Well, I imagine we'll have more questions, and if we do, we'll call.
Oh, I hope so.
But this is great. This gives us a good look at what it's going to take, and we look forward to being part of the Fuller Center family.
Well, we look forward to having all of our new covenant partners that are out there, and just looking forward to all the work they're going to be doing with us.
There you go. All right. Thank you very
you.
much.